Hello, for the purpose of this video, we will be presenting ourselves as a licensed mental health counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapy counselor. We are not, it is just for the purposes of this project. And also, the family is entirely fictional. Any similarities between the family presented in this project and in real life are completely coincidental.
So tell us about the family, guys. Who are the members? What are some of the presenting concerns, etc.?
The family you're about to see in the video includes a recently divorced woman whose ex-husband recently remarried to their college best friend. One of the presenting problems is that the teenage daughter Taylor has been acting out in school, has a significantly older boyfriend, and has been choosing to spend all of her time with her fathers instead of with her mother, which is a source of great concern.
It's important to note that the new husband is a family friend from college and has been a part of their lives for 20 years.
To give you an idea of the family we're working with, we have Maggie, who was recently divorced from her high school sweetheart, Jonathan. They married straight out of high school. They were together for 20 years. They have two children, Taylor, who is 16, and Sterling, who is 6 months. They recently divorced after Jonathan came out and said that he was gay and that he was pursuing a relationship with their college friend, Grayson. Grayson and Jonathan have recently remarried. Some of the problems we deal with in session involve Maggie's difficulty in adapting to the new relationship dynamics.
Then we have Grayson, who is the new husband, college friend, and they were really close friends in college. They were actually fraternity brothers, and now he's adapting to a new lifestyle, Jonathan. Grayson is a doctor, and he also inherited a lot of family money, so he's going from having to be a working father to actually taking on his lifelong dream of painting. And we also have Taylor, and she is the 16-year-old daughter of Maggie and Jonathan, and she is really just transitioning with the whole dad coming out, new marriage, and having a dual household, as well as a 6-month-old brother. Taylor also has a lot of struggles with her mom, as she feels that she is very controlling, and quite frankly, it seems as if she wants not much to do with her mom. She's chosen to live with her dad's, and she feels bitter towards her, and she is dealing with the whole new dynamic of her life.
Something that we explore in session is the fact that Taylor's struggles with her mother are rooted in the fact that she is seeing the animosity between Maggie and Jonathan playing out within the home.
Okay, great, guys. So can you tell us a little bit more about what's going to come up in session for this family? Because while there are initial concerns, some other things may have come up.
Yeah, so the family really struggles with parental relationships and passive aggression. That was mentioned quite a few times. They have a lot of communication difficulties, and that is something that we're really trying to work on.
Yes, a lot of the problem with the family is there's a cycle of blame that hasn't really been addressed before. A lot of times, the ex-husband and the ex-wife will throw accusations at one another, and instead of progressing forward and seeing, where those accusations are coming from or what the emotion is behind it, they'd rather just continue throwing accusations, which just further sours the relationship.
Is this cycle of blame having any impact on the daughter, Taylor?
Yeah, and their daughter is feeling like the mediator. She's feeling like she is just stuck in the middle, and that no matter which house she goes to, there's conflict, and she's 16 and trying to figure out how to process the whole situation.
All right, so for the purpose of this video, as licensed mental health and marriage counselors, you guys are aware of the variety of theories that are used in counseling. So tell us a little bit about why strategic theory and techniques would work well for this family and why you chose to use them.
We really like the strategic therapy because of the circular questions and reflexive questions. We feel that it's a really good way to help with validation of feelings and to avoid assumptions.
Other techniques such as structural that focuses on boundary making and looking at communication patterns that you see a lot with experiential interventions would also be extremely useful. But we specifically focused our attention on strategic because the use of circular questioning and reflexive questions really helped the individuals in the family to get a better idea of what each other was feeling instead of being trapped in their own perceptions.
As well as how the actions and words affect one another. We hope that you find this video as a helpful tool to understanding the strategic therapy and techniques.
So, how is everyone feeling today?
Okay,
Okay. All right.
we're here.
Kind of annoyed.
Okay, what has you feeling annoyed?
Well, I mean, I just feel really isolated in this room right now. It's kind of frustrating.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, like the couch, like it's the three of them on the couch over there, and then it's just me over here by myself. Like, I don't want to be here anyway, and this isn't helping.
So, Taylor, is there a reason you didn't want to sit with your mom?
I just feel more comfortable sitting over here, just being in the session today. I just felt comfortable.
And how does it make you feel that she's more comfortable sitting over there?
Disappointed, but I mean, everybody already knows that. And nothing is happening about it, so.
See, this is the reason why we're here. There's a lot of passive aggressiveness happening, and we want to try to get to the bottom of it.
So, Taylor, would you mind sitting with your mother during session?
I mean, I guess I can for now, but you might be back. But for
Well, I think that was very nice of you to go ahead and sit with your mother.
So Taylor, since last week we talked about your relationship with your dad, so I think we should focus on your relationship with your mom this week.
That's fine. Okay, so what's some of the problems you guys have been having at home?
I mean, I typically like to be with my dad at his house and Grayson and just spend my time there, do homework there. Grayson usually helps me with my homework if I need it, and you know, he shows up to like any of my sports and stuff after school and is supportive. So I just feel a more level of comfort when I'm there.
Okay, and how does hearing that make you feel?
Confused because it's nothing that he's doing differently that I haven't done with her over the years, going to her events, helping her with homework. So I'm not really quite sure why, like what's the unique factor about him.
I just think that at their house it just feels calmer. It's a better atmosphere. There's not resentment, whereas I feel like when I'm at your house, there's resentment towards Dad and Grayson, and that you're just not happy with it, and I don't want to be in the middle of that. So when I'm there, I don't feel that as heavily.
What is mom doing that makes you feel like she's resenting?
It's like Dad was saying, like the passive aggressiveness, you know, it's nothing that's usually deliberately stated. It's just a feeling that's there when we try to talk about certain things, and I don't want to talk to her about Dad and Grayson and stuff that we're doing because I don't want to upset her, but I also want her to be like okay with the situation because it is what it is at this point, and I can't be in the middle mediating the whole time. Like, I have stuff of my own worry about at school and friends and like my boyfriend, and I don't want to have to worry about being a mediator for my parents right now. So
What would have to change in order for you to feel like the atmosphere at your mother's house is something that you would feel comfortable with?
I mean, maybe if like Dad or Grayson or so if they came over, if we were doing something. I mean, not all the time, obviously. It's still her house, but you know, if I have a game or something and maybe we all go to Mom's like afterwards or something like that for dinner, or if I have friends over or just a movie night. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just casual enough to have everyone somewhat together for a little bit.
And how does hearing that make you feel?
The part that's more bothering me is the fact that like she says like my house, like it's not the house that she grew up in, that she's spent in her entire life. I'm wondering like when did it change to not being your house anymore?
Well, just because I've been spending more time with Dad and Grayson at their house, and that just feels more like a home to me because of what's happened, and there's, you know, a bit of bitterness, resentment, whatever we want to call it, you know, towards the situation, and I feel that more when I'm with you, so I don't have that like home feeling as much anymore. So I think that's probably why I've just felt like more closely associated with being with Dad and Grace in that house and Dad more being in my home. But I know that's where I grew up. I don't like mean to take away or forget that. It's just what I've been feeling recently with it.
Maggie seemed annoyed by what she's saying.
Yeah, because it's like the whole reason we're here is because everybody's pinning this on me. Like I'm the one with the problem. Never mind the fact that my life is the one that got turned upside down here. My husband left me, like is with like one of our closest friends, like behind my back, and like everybody is just like, oh, you're supposed to just magically be okay with that. And like that it's my fault that I'm not okay with that. I don't see how that makes me like the bad guy here. And it's just like everybody's teaming up against me, and it's just really annoying.
So do you feel that them getting married is an act against you?
I mean, no, like they're married, they want to be together. Like there's nothing I can do about that. But like the fact that it's like now it's like she sounds like a clone of them. It's like I don't know what they're saying to her about me behind my back when I'm not around. It's just like, does everybody think like I'm just the only one at wrong here? And I don't see how I did something wrong. I don't think anybody acknowledges the fact that I was hurt by all of this.
So what I'm hearing you say is you feel as though they've all kind of teamed up against you, and you want to feel acknowledged that you have suffered because of this situation, and they're, too busy being a unit to really pay attention to how you're feeling. Is that correct?
Absolutely, 100%.
How does hearing that make you feel? Jonathan?
I'm trying really hard to stay silent, but there's a lot of accusations being thrown this way from that side of the room, and it's getting a little bit hard to hear without hearing our side of the story. I just feel like you're kind of making the session all about you, I've got to say. Because I think a lot of the transitional part of it is going to be on Taylor. I think that a lot of the change is going to be on her. And we had this transitional period. We talked about this at length when our separation was happening. And I feel like all this stuff coming up, it should be about Taylor. That's why we're here.
Taylor's the main priority here.
And of course we still care about you. We always want to be friends with you, but there's so much negativity coming from your side of it. I don't know how to get past that.
So now I'm also not prioritizing my child. Like, is that what I'm hearing? Like, I'm now a bad parent too, on top of all of this?
We never said that.
I mean, I don't know what you want us to say. We've been through this kind of stuff at length.
I don't think you're being a bad parent, Mom. I just want everyone to accept this is what it is, and it's not going to change. And I feel like you understand that because you just said they're married, and that is what it is. But I still feel like there's just some feelings that are being harbored, and we're just not all on the same page at this point. And I just want us all to just be there together and just like, okay. And even if that means like some nights like Grayson is there for me to do stuff with me after school, or some nights it's you, or even if there's some nights we can all be together and do it. Like I understand, like you work, Grayson works, that like we all have different schedules, and that's fine, and I get that. But I just don't want this to be like a situation where we're all harboring these feelings of negativity towards each other, and like whatever that takes to figure out, like I want to do it, but it's hard for me to know like what side to be on or even try to pick a side. I don't want to pick a side, but for right now it's just really more comfortable.
It's a horrible there.
Okay, so what I just saw happen is, you guys kind of got into a little bit of an argument where you said, she wasn't feeling heard, and you felt like you were being accused of something that you didn't think was fair. And if you guys didn't notice, Taylor stepped in there and tried to kind of mediate the situation, which, I mean, is this what's happening at home? Is this the atmosphere that you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, so how does it make you guys feel?
We feel bad. Like, naturally, I don't want to put my daughter in the middle of my problems with her father's. Like, and we have like another child, 6-month-old child. I don't want the same thing to happen with my child again. And obviously, I want Taylor to just be a kid. Like, you're in high school. Like, for me, it was some of the best years of my life, and I don't want you to feel like you have to be this mediator. Like, let the adults be adults, and like, you should focus on your life and making your high school years great.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to know that you three can have that time or that way of figuring that out with each other, you know, so that I don't have to be there and worry about it, but that you guys will talk it out and not be passive aggressive or hold negativity or whatever it may be. That you guys can do that without me. Then, yeah.
Okay, well, let's try something then. How about we're going to go around the circle and each person can say what their ideal situation in the future would be. So basically, if all of the problems that you guys had were fixed, what would that look like? Maggie, do you want to start?
I'd rather not start. I need some time to think about it. Can you come back to me?
Okay. Does anyone?
I can start.
Great.
I think the best situation would be us and Maggie sharing custody of the children and being able to have the relationship that we had before everything came to light, because we still do hold you as a friend and we still want you in our lives, and you're a great mother to Taylor, but as she was saying, it's not a good environment for her, and she's the priority.
Okay, so you are saying that you definitely want Maggie to be there and you want, you know, to have that friendship that you used to have.
Absolutely, I believe a girl needs her mother.
Maggie, how do you feel about that?
Feels good to hear him say that. Like, this hasn't been said before. Like, I've just felt like attack after attack. Like, I've never felt like this is the validation I was talking about. Like, my feelings being acknowledged. Like, so that's a start.
Okay. Jonathan, do you want to share?
I want to have that relationship back, not, you know, what we had, but as friends, I want you to be there for our daughter, and for us, I want you to be a part of our lives, but we have to work through this negativity that you've been feeling, because it's really, really hard when I hear Taylor come over to our house and say that you've been saying these things about our family. Just, I don't know what kind of mindset you're in at the time, but just horrible things sometimes. But once we work past that, I feel like we can come together and form a great family and have outings and things. But until we work through this, I don't know.
So I'm hearing similar feelings amongst both of you, because you said the same thing, that you feel like Taylor's become a little clone of them, right?
I mean, I think that I hear a lot from both sides, and it's hard in a situation to not maybe feel some of what mom's feeling or maybe some of what my dads are feeling. And in my ideal situation, we're not going to have those feelings. We go to the outings together, we have family time together, we can come over to each other's house. Like, that's really all I would need, is to know that either environment is fine, and that, you know, I can have Grayson with me at mom's house, I can have mom over there, and it's not gonna matter, you know. Same with like my little brother, like mom was saying, like she wants him to be able to come up and not have that kind of environment, and if we can have that in both houses, then that's really all I can ask for from you guys, is just, you know, to be cooperative with each other enough. You know, I understand it's hard, it's a hard situation, but like Dad said, like just even being friends, like it's not gonna be what it was before, and I get that, I understand it, like it's a loss to me too in a way, but I just want us to all be a family.
I think this is something that we can work through. I don't want it to be something that Taylor spends all of her time worrying about. I don't want every family outing to be when are my parents going to explode.
Taylor, what does it look like to you when mom and dad aren't fighting?
I mean, it's happy. It's just relaxed. It's comfortable. Like, there's not this sense of anxiety in me that, you know, like Dad was saying, like someone's going to have a moment where they're just exploding and upset. And, like, I get it. It's hard, and I don't think we're going to come to that, like, immediately. I think it'll take some time. We're seeing what everybody's comfortable with first, like whose house feels more comfortable to go to first, or should we start with outings that are not at the houses first, or something like that? That's fine too, but it would be nice. And same with like Grayson and Mom, like being okay with each other. You know, like you guys were friends. I don't think you can't not be friends again in some way.
Okay, so Maggie, what do you think would need to happen in order for you to kind of open those lines of communication?
Complicated. I guess like to not feel like so attacked, like to feel a sense of like a united front, like against me. Like I feel kind of like put off by that, like they're united against me, and he's talking about all this stuff that I'm supposedly saying to Taylor that I'm not. Like, just to clarify, I feel horrible about this, but I've talked to some of my friends from high school on the phone, and like I thought Taylor was in her room. Like I was just like having a conversation like with my friends about what was going on, and like I had a bad day, and I guess like I'm so sorry. Like I didn't want you to hear that. Like I probably should have like stepped outside or found like a better way, or maybe had the conversation when you weren't home. Like I didn't even know you heard that, and like if anything I said like upset you, I'm really sorry. It was not my intention.
Okay, so Jonathan, how does that make you feel hearing that? That she wasn't intentionally accusing you, that Taylor happened to overhear something when she was just kind of de-stressing?
I mean, I feel like the intent of something like that isn't necessarily everything behind it. Like, it's still something that was said, and I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, but like the level of respect I feel like isn't there yet. And I understand that you're hurt, but it's really, really hard after hearing some of the things that Taylor told me. I just need like some level of commitment. Like, we're gonna try to start over. We're gonna try not to harbor these kind of feelings.
And what would that look like?
Just not feeling like I have to tiptoe around you in order to not have some kind of backlash through Taylor. And I don't want to feel like I'm fighting you through Taylor either. I don't want her to be our little messenger that tells us what's happening. I want to feel like I can trust you to not be talking about us behind our back. Because that's what friends would be if that's something that you're interested in being.
Grayson, what do you think about the relationship between Maggie?
I mean, they were friends beforehand. I've known them both for years, and they were best friends before they got married. And I think it would be great for them to get back to that point. But hearing the things Taylor did tell us you said, and then you apologizing to Taylor but not apologizing for the things you said about us, is also upsetting.
Obvious. I thought the whole point was about what was best for Taylor. I thought Taylor was the center of this, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So now it's like, first I wasn't like paying enough attention to Taylor's needs, and now when I am, it's still wrong.
Okay, well, what I'm noticing is that you guys kind of get into like this cycle of blaming one another for different things. And what we need to do is kind of figure out how to stop that cycle of blame. And I need to know like what you guys need to happen in order to like for you to let accusations that may or may not have been said go, and for you to feel like you're not being ganged up on.
I guess it's just like I am trying to like move past this, but I need time. Like this has been the past like 20-some years of my life that's just suddenly turned upside down. Like my emotions aren't gonna go away overnight, and I need time to like cope with everything. On top of that, like I have like a new job. I'm primarily the one raising the baby, and that's a lot of stress, and I don't feel a lot of support from them. Taylor's been really great with her little brother. She loves spending time with him, but I don't feel like her dads like are spending enough time with, the child. And this is Jonathan's child too. Like, so I guess maybe that would help me.
Okay, so Jonathan spending time with Sterling, that's something that's really important to you.
Absolutely. Like, and just like I said, the acknowledgement that like I need some time. Like, I'm working on it, but I still need time.
So Maggie, what I'm hearing is it sounds like you're trying to be there for Taylor, like above all else.
Absolutely. She's my child, of course.
Yeah, I think we're all here for Taylor.
Maggie, you look angry. Is something wrong?
Yeah, like, they say they're here for Taylor, but if that was true, why did I find all these in Taylor's bag the other day?
Oh my God.
Mom, why did you bring that to a session?
Okay, so
Where did you get them, Taylor?
Like, you don't know.
let's take a pause. Okay, before things get a little bit angry. So you're saying that you found condoms in Taylor's things,
Mm-hmm.
and that upsets you.
Well, I'm not trying to embarrass her or anything, but this, as a mom, this is concerning. Like,
I mean, I'm being safe, clearly. It's fine. It hasn't even happened yet. It was just, if it is gonna happen, it's there. So,
in what universe do you think it's okay to give our child condoms and not talk to me about it?
Why are you accusing us?
Where else would she have gotten them? Her school doesn't supply them. Like, I didn't give them to her.
I mean, I did give them to her, yes, because she needed to be safe, but why is the accusation so immediate? You just think that we're doing all these negative things for our daughter.
You didn't tell me that you gave Taylor condoms.
I didn't think I needed to consult you about
it's not a big deal. I talked to Dad about it because I just wanted to understand. Nothing has even happened yet, you guys. Like, literally nothing.
Okay, so let's take a moment. Okay, you're upset about Jonathan having given her condoms, and you're upset that she
Displayed it
displayed
in
it.
front of everyone. Yes.
I'm also slightly upset that she displayed it. This is weird.
And Grayson, you didn't know, and that seemed to anger you a little bit.
Well, I know he wants me to be a part of Taylor's life. I've known her since she was born. I thought we would have some kind of conversation with us co-parenting two children now.
Well, clearly, co-parenting isn't in your dictionary right now, because if you didn't talk to Grayson and you didn't talk to me, like,
I asked Dad not to say anything, though. I didn't want to make it a big deal because it hadn't happened yet, and I just felt weird asking about it as it was. I felt comfortable going to Dad about it, but
I don't want her to feel like she can't talk to me because I'm going to tell everyone else.
Okay, Taylor, is there a reason that you felt more comfortable going to your dad?
I mean, I felt like, I'm dating a guy, so he's a guy. He'll get it, he'll understand. And I hadn't done anything yet, so there was no, consequences to my actions at the point. Like, I wanted to get the information about it, know what I needed to have, and then if the situation presented itself, then it's there. But it hasn't yet. It was just, it's not a big deal. This is why I didn't want everyone to know about it. It's literally, it's not important. It's my life, it's my choice. I'm not being stupid about it, as everyone can see.
Sweetie, safe sex is important, but you're a little young, and this guy is several years older than you. Like, is he pressuring you?
No, it's not. He's just mentioned it before, but no, he hasn't said, it has to happen. But, I know he's done it before, so, it's there, and, he doesn't care. He's happy to use condoms, so he's not, he's not mad about it. He agrees with it. But it's just, other girls at school who have done it already, so...
But it's a topic of a much larger conversation. There are other ways to stay safe: birth control, proper use of condoms.
Well, yeah, that's why I talked to Dad about it. We take,
Talk to her pretty at length about it.
Well,
No, I don't want anyone to think that I'm, trying to convince Taylor to have sex. I just think that if she's going to do that, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with two people, consensual people having sex. And I want to make sure that she has everything she needs to know about it, because we haven't really talked to her at length about it.
when we take sex ed too, it's not no one talks about it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you felt that as her father, you wanted her to have the knowledge and the protection she needs
going forward.
If she comes to me with this, then I don't want to turn her away saying, go talk to your mother or go talk to someone else, because I don't know what they're going to tell her.
Can you see how, sharing this with Taylor and talking to her about it and not informing her mother might make her mother feel kind of isolated?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
You're not talking to any of us about it. Like, clearly Grayson's not exaggerating. He didn't know either. And it's not just me that has a concern about this.
Okay, so Maggie, do you, find it a little bit validating that it wasn't just you that was left out of it? I mean, Jonathan didn't share with Grayson either, so.
It is validating, because I feel like, we're on the same page about something, which hasn't happened for a while, but now this is posing concerns for me about Jonathan, and he's been questioning my parenting this whole time, but it's this is a huge decision to not consult with her other two parents about. You're not her only parent, and we all have a right to know information about Taylor's life and to come to those kinds of decisions together as a family. I mean, it's what you guys want, right? It's why you're dragging me into sessions, and yet you're making all these decisions by yourself.
Okay, let's take a moment to check in with Taylor. Taylor, how does this situation make you feel?
I mean, I just don't. The reason I told only Dad about it is because I didn't want everyone to feel like they can control this aspect of my life. If I want to have sex, I'm going to have sex. I have condoms. I'm not going to be stupid about it. I understand maybe it's not, an age-appropriate time, as everyone may feel, but, other girls have done it. I talked with Dad about it. I've done research about it. I'm not going into this stupidly, but, I'm with somebody who cares about me, and, I'm really, connecting to that relationship right now, and I'm not, watching everybody connect to their relationships here at home significantly well, so you're fine.
Your mom cares about you, too.
I know she cares about me, and I know Grayson cares about me, but I don't want to have, no control over this. I don't need Mom to be controlling. I don't need Grayson to be controlling. It's not what I need.
Yes, sweetie, but having sex because your parents are having problems is not the right mindset to be doing something like this. This is a big decision, and if you were to get pregnant young, I had you young, that's not something that's going to be there with you.
No, sweetie, that's not where I wanted you to go with it. I don't want you having sex because you feel like you have to fill some void. I want you to do things that you want to do for your own inherent reasons, not because you feel like something's missing.
Okay, I haven't done it yet, so we're having a talk now, so now everybody knows, but it hasn't, it's just an idea, but it's not, it hasn't happened, so.
We have to keep in mind that Mom's heart is in the right place. She's just trying to protect you. It doesn't seem like she's wanting to be controlling necessarily, right?
Yeah, right. And I probably shouldn't have made a display of the condoms. And I'm sorry that made you feel embarrassed.
It's okay. I mean, I understand. I get it. It's condoms. It's not this is the greatest thing ever to find in my backpack. But it's just, I just wanted to talk to Dad about it and just have my options, and it's there. So I have the options. So it's but I haven't gone through with it yet, like I said. So it's just, I probably won't now. We're talking about it, so it is what it is. But I just.
In all fairness, we were talking about it, and we decided that we should probably wait.
Yeah, it's
Right.
just, it was just there to have. I mean,
I didn't want you to not have it just in case.
yeah, and it's just that the situation presented itself, and it's there, but, it hasn't yet. It was just, I didn't even tell him that I have condoms yet. It was really something just between me and Dad at that point. But,
Okay, well, do you feel that, if a situation like this presented itself again, you could talk to your mother about it?
I mean, yeah, she knows now, so I'm not gonna deliberately try to hide it from her, it's obvious, but, I mean, it'll probably make me reconsider, wanting to go through with it still, because, fine, I have more people to talk about it now. I'm not gonna be, controlled over it or whatever, but I still would just like to have them, it's there. I don't want them to be, taken away from me, I'm 5 and it's a toy,
No, we're not going to take them.
okay, well then, that makes me feel like I have a say with you guys on the situation.
And do you think that the reason you chose to talk to your dad about it over your mom was because she wouldn't give them to you, or she would judge you, or
I didn't think she would judge me. I just, like she said, like she gets it. Like she had me at a younger age. Like I understand that is a consequence of having sex, and if you're not safe about it, and like yeah, condoms break. Like there's like only so many ways to be sure. So I just didn't want her to think like I was gonna stumble down this path of something that wasn't good for me. You know, I didn't want her to worry. I didn't want her to be concerned when like I was trying to take steps to not mess it up.
Maggie, what do you think about that response?
I mean, we're your parents. It's part of the description of being a parent to worry about your child. It's not a burden. It's just when you're parents and they don't care. I just wish that, like, Jonathan, you would have, like, considered talking to us about this, because this was a big decision to make, and you thought it was okay to not consult either of us.
Jonathan, how would you have felt if Taylor had gone to her mother about this and hadn't consulted you?
I would definitely feel left out. Or I'd feel like I didn't have a say.
So can you see why Maggie feels the way she does?
Yeah. In the future, it's really probably not fair to everybody for us to keep stuff hidden from everybody else in the family, especially with your parents.
And I mean, I'm fine with that. That's fine. We can all talk about it like in a good way. Then that's fine. Then I can get rid of that.
And Maggie, you saw that Grayson was upset that he was left out of this decision too. So going forward, do you see maybe including him more in family decisions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I shouldn't have just assumed that you knew. Like, I just thought that he would have confided in you, but I guess he didn't, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have just assumed.
Grayson, how does that make you
Thank you for apologizing. It would have been part of a much larger conversation. I think it's, as you all said, just not knowing, being blindsided by this.
feel? Okay, so you guys have made a lot of progress during the session. So how about let's talk about some homework for this week? Everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, so what are some things you guys think would be good to do as a family?
Well, I know Taylor mentioned family game night.
Family game night?
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Okay, what would a family game night look like to you?
I think it'd be nice to do it at our mom's house and just, I mean, we can do board games, we can do card games, we can make like dinner together or something. Just be inclusive with each other, something that's fun, you know.
Okay.
What do you think about that she said at your house?
I like that. Like, I think that's a good idea. It's like more like still like keeping some things constant. And then like we could have like ice cream sundaes too. Like you like to bake the huge sundaes.
Yeah.
We could do that too.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah. That'd be really fun.
Okay, how does that sound for you, Jonathan, and you, Grayson?
I'm
Sounds
good
like
with
something you
Yeah, if it's something Taylor wants to do and it's something that we can all do together, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're all really happy with. Because I remember doing that when you were little and you really used to enjoy it and we all had fun.
And then, I mean, my little brother is there too, so yeah, I'll just get some more time with him.
Okay, so how about we, pick a night this week, this upcoming week, and we have like a family game night. You guys can tell me all about it next session. Tell me who won. Maybe they can start out the session. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, I was thinking Maggie and Grayson, if you guys wanted to have some one-on-one time during the week.
In what order?
Well, I think they really made a good connection in the session today, and I think we could expand on that. Maybe kind of spending some one-on-one time together would help you kind of bridge that gap. How does that make you feel?
Well, sounds cool. Two of us would go to the mall sometimes back in the day.
We can go by get coffee or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good? That sound like something you guys can do?
Yeah. Sure.
But don't be disheartened if, another fight or blow up occurs.
develops like that are normal, so don't be too disheartened. You guys are making great progress.
Okay, so you're saying, like, if we have a fight, it's not that we didn't make progress?
No. See, a lot of times change, it occurs over a long period of time. And so there's always going to be these moments where, something doesn't quite hit right, or, you might just be in a bad mood that day, and, you say something that feels a little bit, off, or, that's normal, where we all are, human beings. So just take it as it comes, and if something does happen, just know that that's not a reflection on how you're progressing through the therapy. That's just, part of the course. Okay?
Okay.
And of course, if you guys have any questions or concerns, you can call, and I'd be happy to clarify anything you need.
So it'll be kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back progress, but that doesn't mean we're not making progress.
Yes. I mean, we don't want you to expect too much, You take things slow, and that's how change happens, is 1 step at a time. Okay?
We are only 4 sessions in.
So this is great. Alright, so does everyone feel okay? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to, say anything before we close out the session? Anything they want to talk about?
I just think as long as we stay consistent and do family night where you guys hang out, I think that will be more progressive in our manners, and then maybe even if mom and dad want to hang out sometimes. I mean, it's fair on both ends. So
It seems like you just really want more connection.
yeah, even if I'm not there, it's good that you guys take that time. Or I mean, sometimes you may be doing stuff that pertains to me, and you need to do that together. Just want that to be more of a norm than it has been.
Plus, then you could spend some more time with your brother. I know you were
Yeah. So that'd be good too.
Okay, so you good?
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
In the video you just saw, we got a glimpse at how communication paradigms can lead to severe dysfunction in a family's communication patterns. By leading the family towards awareness that communication happens at many levels, including how they behave around one another, it opened the door for us to improve their awareness of how these communication patterns exacerbate their problems.
Keeping in line with the accepted practices of strategic therapy, we utilized paradoxical interventions to help relabel, reframe, and normalize certain interaction patterns, opening the door for the family to become aware and more empathetic to the emotional reactions and needs of their fellow family members.
At the beginning of the session, after checking in with each of the family members, it was discovered that Maggie felt some irritation at the fact that Taylor was not sitting with her, but was instead sitting with her father's.
We addressed this by using circular questioning and prompting Taylor to move and sit with her mother.
Paradoxical intentions that proved especially useful included predicting relapse, which you saw at the end of the session when we told them that blow-ups weren't a sign of failure, as well as relabeling.
By predicting a relapse, we were able to normalize any potential incidents the family may view as a failure and prevent the relapse from further damaging the progress the family is making. We also utilized the lots of circular and reflexive questionings throughout the session.
As you saw in the session, we did a lot of making the other family members aware of how the other members of the family felt after hearing their responses.
Examples of circular questioning.
Yes. As you saw towards the end of the session, we were able to get Maggie to be more accepting of Grayson's role in the family. This was played out when it was revealed that Grayson did not know about the condoms that Jonathan had given Taylor, something that Maggie also did not know about. That incident helped to create a bond between Maggie and Grayson.
At the end of the session, we validated the couple's progress and decided it would be beneficial to give the family homework. Taylor had mentioned earlier that she would like to see more family game nights and overall more interaction between her parents. So we suggested they do a family game night, as well as Maggie and Grayson spending one-on-one time together throughout the week.
The use of directives, such as the homework that I assigned at the end of the session, play a very important role in keeping the family members engaged in the therapeutic process. Including giving them a series of tangible accomplishments that gave the family control over the progress they made in therapy. We believe that the use of these strategies allowed us to make significant progress with the family during this week's session.
First go to when it came in today. What are you doing? Oh my god! Just to make the suggestion! Come on! Boom! 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 This
Okay.
peppers on it.
I have both of them.
Is this a cookie kind of?
Yes.
Who would have a spicy cookie like your
Um,
house? Why did I find all these in our daughter's bag?
Seriously, Mom? Really? Really, the therapist?
I'm so sorry, I was holding it in.
Like this, and then you were like, yeah.
Why then, pray tell, if you guys are so perfect, did I find these?
Mom. Dad, come on!
I'm sorry, it's so great.
No one, everyone think of something before it. Like,
dead puppy.
yeah.
It's just, but that's just like a random thought. Dropping condoms, dead puppies.
Dropping dead puppies.
Caitlin! No! No! Damn it! It is about Taylor and dead puppies!
Y'all are so unprofessional.
Am I the only one not
Caitlin, it's your fault. I'm done. It's your fault.
Caitlin died. Take a comment.
Being bad!
It's dangerous.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Think of all the work you have to do.
Oh
we
my
have
God.
an ethics paper. We have to do this project.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, okay, now you're stressing me out. Shut up.
Okay.
No, don't shut up, but okay.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. We're quite the fam.
Yeah.
This is frustrating. Okay. My life.
Sometimes you just need to scream the F-bomb.
Okay, we're good. Okay. I heard that noise and I opened my eyes and you're just like straight face.
Okay.
What just happened? Okay.
He thought he heard laughter. He thought you were done. I'm
No,
sorry.
we're just messing up a lot.
Okay, go.
We are totally inappropriate master students here.
We're done.
What's
It's a
good?
piece of, it's beautiful.
I
This
think
is
we
going.
should-
Alright.
This is not
Oh,
grad
it's
school level material, people. Gosh.
This is.
This is horrible. This sucks. Okay.
That's good in the bloopers.
Okay. Just making start. Okay.
Alright, we're starting for real. 3, 2,
Okay.
1, go!
In the video,
No, you have to wait a second. What's the dude? The landlubber?
oh,
Potboy or what's his name?
I don't even know at this point. Okay. Okay. This
What am I
is
thinking of? The dude, it's a ride at Universal. A ride that you get really wet at.
Popeye.
Popeye. That's what you just reminded me of, Potboy.
Okay. Okay.